Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got an email in from Kindle Katzer. And he says, Matt, I'm an amateur photographer who really enjoys your show. I've been shooting for a few years now, mainly my own stuff, but I've also began shooting family and senior pictures as well. I started with a Nikon D3200 with the kit lens, as well as the Nikkor 50mm f2.8G. Amazing lens. I think you mean the f1.8G. It's probably just a typo. I've been really, and it is an amazing lens. I've been really wanting an f2.8 70-200 telephoto, but the cost has been keeping me away from those. I'm a college student, so price is always a concern for me. Instead of going for a 70-200 f2.8, I decided to pick up a used D7100 to replace my D3200, which I had quickly outgrown. Good choice, nice camera. So now I currently have the D7100 with my 50mm f2.8G. I want your opinion on what lenses to buy next. Like stated before, I shoot portraits for extra money on the side, senior pics, family pics, etc. But I also enjoy shooting nature and landscape when I travel. I'm currently considering investing in a Sigma 17-50 f2.8EX DC-OS HSM and the Tamron 70-300 f456 SP DIVC. Do these sound like good investments based on what I shoot, or do you have better suggestions? I know that you've mentioned that you like the 70-300 Nikon, but I've heard good things from the Tamron. I'd appreciate help because choosing the right lens is very tedious and a little stressful at times. Thanks so much, Kindle. Thanks for your question, Kindle. And yeah, you're obviously putting some thought into this. Great decision to go with the 7100 as an upgrade from the 32. I'm sure you're loving that camera in comparison to the 32. Much more camera for the money. So you've got the 50 f1.8G, which is great, and actually a pretty decent portrait lens because it effectively, field of view, becomes a 75mm on your D7100, which is a pretty decent range and quite a fast lens, f1.8, for portraits. So you're kind of covered for portraits. I certainly like the Sigma 17-50 f2.8, the OS lens there. It's a good lens. I hardly recommend it. I've shot a lot with that lens. I shot a lot of weddings with it, a lot of portraits. Events. I've shot it on Canon. I've shot it on Nikon, and I like it. It's very sharp. It's a very good performing lens. One of Sigma's best, I would say. The Tamron 70-30, I've heard it's a good lens. Haven't shot it. I really do like the 70-300. I would steer you, based on my experience, to the Nikon. Not saying not to go with the Tamron, just I haven't shot that Tamron beside the Nikon to tell you I like it. I just know based on reviews people like it. I tend to like, in that situation, I'd probably go with the Nikon because you're getting OEM, a better high resale value, and I think it's a very good lens. So that's what I would say. Go ahead with your choices. I think your choices are solid here. I think the 17-50 is a good one for you from Sigma, and either the Tamron or the Nikon. My preference would probably be the Nikon, but I don't think it's a bad idea to get the Tamron if for some reason you'd rather have it. The only caveat I would put here is that if you're wanting to do landscape, and I think you mentioned that in here that you wanted, yes, nature and landscape. Perhaps you need something a little wider than the 17-50, in which case, you know, maybe the Sigma 10-20 or the Sigma 8-16. So maybe you might want to consider selling some of your existing lenses, adding that wide Sigma plus the Sigma 17-50, and then the Nikon or the Tamron. You can do this still for about the same price by buying used or refurbed. You know, that's a way to do it. But you might want to consider adding a wide like that Sigma. My favorite wide is the Sigma 8-16 for Nikon. For Canon, I'm really loving my Canon 10-18, but you're not shooting Canon, so that's not applicable. What do you guys think? Do you agree with my advice here to Kindle? Would you agree to go with these lenses that, you know, basically I'm saying I like his lens choice and maybe add a wide, or is there something else you would recommend? Leave it in the comments below. Let's help him out. Thanks for your question, Kindle, and stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.